Go find it. Hey everyone, welcome to GardenFork. We're not in the country. We're in New York. That's Manhattan over there. Queens is up there. But we're in the center of the universe, Brooklyn. And we're on a rooftop. And I have a little bit of a rooftop garden here. And it needs to get watered because it's on a roof. It gets really, really hot up here in the summer. And I've had kind of a glued together system, and I thought I'd make a better one, and I wanted to make a video about it. So we're gonna make a soaker hose watering system with our pots that we have here. Nice, huh? So you get yourself some soaker hose. This stuff is very inexpensive. It's made out of recycled tires, I think, or something. And a couple other parts we're gonna talk about, and put this thing together. By the way, Tony's running the camera.
Hello.
And he might make some comments, I don't know. All right, to start off with, you have to go to the hardware store and get some connectors. You've got your soaker hose here. We're gonna loop it through the pots, and we need to connect them all together. So what I did was I went to my hardware store, and I found some of these plastic tubing connectors. They have usually a whole tubing section there, and you want basically bring your soaker hose and just kind of manually fit it, because they all say 3/4 or 5/8 or 1/2 inch, but you really got to fit it in to make sure that they go in, and this is a good one. And then you will need clamps. The other thing you need is some spare garden hose. I mean, my neighbors are always throwing out garden hoses because they ran them over the lawnmower, they think they're broke or something. They're perfect for all sorts of other uses. First thing we want to do is get yourself a hole saw that's slightly larger in diameter than your garden hose and your soaker hose. And we're going to drill a hole through all these containers to loop the pipe through. You want to go just above the soil line. You want to take these off because it'll jam up your thing. By the way, these holes on the side are from a previous experiment. I thought I would try and put transplants in there and let the plants kind of grow onto the roof, and it didn't work. But now, this is lamb's quarter that volunteered here. And lamb's quarter is one of those wild greens that we put in our salad. We made a video about that a while back. They're tasty. Get yourself your soaker hose, and you figure out the diameter of your pot here. You basically want to have this thing sit around, not quite the outside perimeter of the pot. And then we cut it. So that's about my ring there. Again, this is GardenFork, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Be very careful when you're cutting this stuff. You can cut your fingers off. Take one of these connectors, push it in. It's kind of easier actually to put the clamp on first. This goes around the perimeter, and this sticks out the bottom like that. So this comes out right here. So get yourself some hose that no one minds you cutting up. I mean, your neighbors will throw this stuff out. You want to cut off a piece. Again, be careful with this. So our hose is cut. What we want to do is within the pots we want soaker hose, and between the pots we want solid hose. So there's water not dripping all over your roof. You know, you're wasting water that way. So we take our hose, and I want to go from, basically I want solid pieces between the pots, soaker hose within the pots. And learn from Eric's experience, put the clamp on first before you connect this in. Sometimes you got to widen this out to get the couplings to connect. You can also soak these in really hot water, and that'll make the rubber stretch. Oh, put the clamp on. All right. All right, so we've got the clamp on here. I ran the hose into the next pot. So we've got our soaker hose here. I put a clamp on with a union. I'm gonna lay this in. This is mint, by the way, and it's really nice to be able to go up on your roof at the end of the day and get some mint. And this connects. Alright, I'm going to connect the soaker hose to our, let's call it the jumper hose. And again, you remembered to put your clamps on. Okay, now invariably you've put all your unions on and you've snaked this all through and you forgot to put your clamps on. So let me show you. If you mess up, you can unscrew this all the way. And it comes apart like that. So you can wrap it around your hose and then thread it back through again. See? That's built for Eric. So here's where I messed up. I forgot to put the clamp on. And then this. So on each of these, I'm taking this flexi soaker hose and doing a ring around each pot. Sometimes a ring and a half so it goes out and can connect to the next pot real easily. So that's what I'm just doing here. After you drill each hole, the plastic is going to get on the hole saw and probably cover the cutting blades, the teeth of the drill. So take your screwdriver, shove it in this hole, and pry this up. Alright, I've done all the containers. I'm ready to hook up my garden hose. There's a number of ways that you can get water up onto your roof. I basically drilled a hole at the bottom of my kitchen window. I tapped in underneath the sink and I ran it up over the back of the building. But buy a heavy-duty hose for that. Don't cheap out on hose for the one that's going to run up your roof, all right? When you do your last pot, make sure you use the piece of soaker hose that has a female hose connector on it. Or like you can do like me and kind of stick one on there, because I forgot. And connect that up. Nice, huh? By the way, if you have some of the soaker hose kind of popping up or something, you can take coat hanger and just shove it in there and that'll hold it down. Alright, so here we go. We're all done. I've looped it through 4 different pots here. This could be on a roof or it could be on your patio. It could be in your backyard. But we're using solid hose in between each container. And then we have soaker hose within each container. I almost killed this parsley, so it's looking kind of dead because I forgot to water it. Downstairs in my kitchen, I have a water timer, so this turns on twice a day. You'd be surprised how much water will evaporate out of the soil in these pots because it gets quite hot up here. The mint smells great. I don't know, I just kind of like having a couple plants up on the roof. You know, you're making a salad, you can run up on the roof and grab something if you want. You know, mint is great. So, super simple. You can do this. Just get some soaker hose, get some spare hose, solid hose you had laying around. You can't make your own soaker hose, you have to go buy it. Some clamps, some couplers, water timer, you're good to go. This is going to drip very slowly. It kind of makes, sometimes it makes these kind of squeaky noises, but it just is very zen-like, and it drips, 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 and just let it soak for like an hour. You'll get an idea of how much water it needs or how long of a duration it needs when you set your timer, and you can take a look every day. But more cool stuff on our site, GardenFork.tv. You can watch us on iTunes. You can join our newsletter, send an email to news@GardenFork.tv. All sorts of cool stuff. Also, GardenFork Radio, our internet radio show, is available on the site and iTunes. So make it a great day. See you later.